They say your space is a reflection of your mind, and I've always agreed, at least to an extent. When my surroundings are clean, I feel calmer, more focused, less overwhelmed. But I've never really applied that idea to how my space looks. Like the beauty of it, the coziness, the way a home can feel like a hug. For most of my life, I've made decisions based on what I need and not what I want. That's how it's always been. Growing up, and even now in grad school, especially here in Boston where this apartment is temporary, or at least that's how I treated it for the past 2 years. Max and I have lived here without a couch. We sat on a thick, comfortable rug instead. We didn't put up shelving, so the walls stayed bare. We didn't decorate much because why bother? We didn't need to. It felt frivolous to buy things just for aesthetics when this wasn't our forever home. But we recently renewed our lease. Again. It looks like we'll be staying in this apartment for the rest of our time in Boston. And maybe something about the decision to stay gave us permission to dream a little. Then, almost like fate, one of our neighbors moved out, and they offered us their couch. It was barely used and they didn't want to bring it with them. And so just like that, we had a couch. And I didn't realize how much I missed having one until we got it. We don't need a couch, but wow, it's nice to have one. It's not only a place to lounge, but it also made our apartment look more put together. And it made our days feel softer. And maybe more than that, it opened up this idea that not everything in life has to be essential to be worth having. That couch changed something. Suddenly, we're looking at our apartment with new eyes. What if we put a shelf there? And what if we added a throw blanket? So we made a trip to IKEA. We picked up a shelving unit, a few bits for organization, a throw for the couch, and some tiny touches that made us feel like we were choosing our space and not just living in it. It wasn't a huge haul, but it was enough to shift the energy in our home. When we set up the shelf, we didn't even know what would go on it. But slowly, it started to fill with things that mattered. Gifts from friends, a memory from last summer, a small lamp in the corner, and these tiny objects that on their own don't seem like much, but together they're a map of people who have loved us and who we've loved back. Every time I walk past it, I'm reminded that this life isn't just about survival. It's about creating meaning in the in-between moments. And sometimes meaning looks like a shelf holding memories. I used to think that decorating was for people who were settled, people who owned homes, who knew where they'd be 5 years from now. But I'm starting to see it differently now. Maybe it's not about permanence, but presence. Maybe it's about saying, yes, I'm here. Yes, the space matters, even if it's temporary. Yes, I'm allowed to make it beautiful, just because. And for the first time, our apartment feels like a reflection of us. Not just a stop along the way, not just a place for work and rest, but a home we are choosing to care for. So maybe we don't need a couch, and we don't need a shelf. But it turns out, wanting something and letting yourself have it can be just as powerful. It's not about buying more things. It's about building a space that reflects how you want to feel. And right now, in this little apartment we share, I want to feel grounded. I want to feel home, even if it's just for a little while.